So this Donald Trump and Elon Musk fight has really gotten out of hand. And while it probably doesn't surprise anyone that the two men are now fighting it out online, it might surprise you to know that this actually has been brewing for years, and this fight is just now really boiling over. So for today's Coffee Chat with Chan, I thought I'd take a look back at the friendship and the fighting between Donald Trump and Elon Musk and see just how exactly we got to where we are today. So go ahead, grab your cup of coffee, and let's chat. Before I get too far ahead of myself, my name is Channing. I am a journalist. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future Coffee Chat episodes. And I feel like I have to say this anytime I talk about politics, but just so you know, I'm an independent. Neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm also not a Trump hater either. I tend to vote based on policy, not on politician. So just know, I don't really have a bias for or against the guy. All right, so let's start off at the very beginning. Not sure if a lot of people know this or not, but both Elon Musk and Donald Trump were Democrats pretty recently. Elon Musk was a Democrat as recently as 2022. It was actually that year that Elon Musk publicly came out and said that he would no longer be a Democrat. Mostly because he said the Democratic Party had turned into a party of, quote, hate and division. As a black person who is not a Democrat, I can co-sign on that. You try telling a Democrat that you are not a Democrat when you look like me. Now, Musk also said that back in 2016, he voted for Hillary, and in 2020, he voted for Joe Biden. He's been very public about that. And in 2016, he even came out and said that Donald Trump was not the guy. He made a lot of comments about Donald Trump during that election as well. However, in 2022, he changed his tune. Elon Musk then endorsed Donald Trump for presidential candidate and threw a lot of money, not just at Donald Trump's campaign, but also at Republican campaigns all over the country. He even formed a huge PAC called the American PAC, where he threw $277 million, according to several different websites that track governmental spending and that track campaign contributions. So after Donald Trump officially took office, of course winning the 2024 presidential election, he announced that Elon Musk would then be hired as a special government employee. Now, a special government employee can be hired at the discretion of the president, but they do serve under very limited terms, meaning that they are only hired for a very specific time frame. And Elon Musk was hired essentially to spearhead DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. His whole job was essentially to go in and cut government waste and fraud. And in a big Oval Office press conference, he announced that he would be cutting some $1 trillion from government spending. So now let's fast forward, because we know the things that Elon Musk and his team did with DOGE. We know that the people who were laid off, projects that were cut, the different things that the government was spending money on that they are no longer spending money on due to really DOGE's findings. For months, it seemed like Elon Musk and Donald Trump were really getting along. They were holding press conferences together in the Oval Office. Elon Musk was seen at a lot of big cabinet meetings that normally special government employees wouldn't have been privy to. He even went on different official state visits with President Trump, including that recent one that he went to overseas to the UAE. But just a few days before his special government employee contract was up, Elon Musk did an interview with CBS News Sunday mornings, in which he was talking about the big, beautiful bill. Now, if you're not familiar, this is actually a spending bill and the Republicans' essential tax proposal and government spending bill. So in an interview with CBS News' Sunday mornings, Elon Musk went on a bit of a tirade, I guess you could say, about this big, beautiful bill, where he said a lot of negative comments about the spending bill and about how much money that the government would be spending if this bill were passed. Now, at first, the White House kind of blew these off. President Trump didn't really make any comments. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, kind of blew them off as well. Not long after this CBS News interview aired, Elon Musk actually posted on X that his time would be up as a special government employee. And he even thanked President Trump for the opportunity. He and President Trump held a press conference in the Oval Office, and the two seemed very friendly and cordial. And Trump even said that, Elon wasn't officially leaving, that he would be back in some way, shape, or form, and would continue working with the White House. But then Elon kept making comments about them and kept speaking to the press. But not only that, he also kept making comments about how in the future he wouldn't be contributing to campaigns like he had in this previous campaign, and other little slight digs at President Trump and kind of the Republican Party in general. However, Elon kept talking about the big, beautiful bill and kept pushing and talking about how much this government spending was just really eating at him. And finally, he posted on X once again saying that, he just couldn't hold it in anymore, that he had to say something about how this government spending was going to end up impacting the American people. And he went on a bit of a tirade. And in true Trump fashion, he went on one too. And I'm not gonna lie, the posts are amazing. And they escalated really quickly. They started off pretty much just about bills, but then Elon Musk started making it really personal and talking about how, Trump wouldn't have won the election without him. And not just Trump, but, well, the Republican Party wouldn't have won without him, which, to be fair, he did contribute a lot of money. But then he started making claims about Trump being on the Epstein list and even liked a few posts about Trump being impeached. So yeah. President Trump has also fired back and saying that he might potentially be cutting some of Elon Musk's government contracts, including his huge government contract like SpaceX. We all know that one's probably not going to happen because, well, essentially SpaceX runs our space exploration program and they're currently in the middle of several missions. And that one's not happening. So he can forget that. Now, according to Elon Musk, he claims that this whole feud is over the big, beautiful bill and that he and his team at Doge spent a lot of time and energy in cutting government waste and overspending, and that this big, beautiful bill is just going to essentially increase government spending, thus wasting their time and even wasting a lot of people's livelihoods because they did lay off quite a few people. However, Donald Trump says that this feud is all over the fact that they took out the EV credits from the big, beautiful bill. And he says that's why Elon Musk is so mad. And he even claims that he made Elon Musk leave, not that his contract was up when it was. Another theory is that this whole thing is just a big PR campaign and is staged, really to make it seem like there is some type of feud going on between Donald Trump and Elon Musk so that Elon Musk can go back to his work at Tesla without all of the ramifications. Because we do know, of course, that people have been associating him with Trump and the Trump administration, and that Tesla stock has seen a bit of a downward trend. And maybe there's some PR person somewhere who's thinking that maybe this feud will allow Elon to leave the White House and go back to work as normal. Me personally, I think you have two incredibly egotistical, incredibly arrogant men who are very quick to react, especially on social media. And I think it was the perfect storm. I never thought they were going to work well together in the first place because, well, men like that or people like that in general never work well together. How many Fortune 500 CEOs do you know that have a lot of friends? Bill Gates isn't up there hanging out with anybody else. Mark Zuckerberg isn't up there hanging out with anybody else. That's why they tend to be loners. They're like that. We all knew that this relationship was going to end badly. Now listen, I didn't think it was going to be Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni bad, but here we are. It's just a good feud and I am here for the drama. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think is behind this feud? Do you think it's staged or do you think it's real? And has this feud changed your opinion on either man? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And once again, don't forget to give me a like and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. Until next time,